Welcome to Essene Cuisine. I'm Reverend Viktoras, a bishop of the Essene Order. Our tradition is over 2,000 years old, and it brought about a culture of Essenes who lived a certain naturalistic lifestyles. They lived 300 to 500% longer than the rest of the Mediterranean civilization. And it centers around enzymatic, microbial, rich type of food, especially associated with wheatgrass, buckwheat, sunflower, baby greens, and all kind of sprouts. These used to make up over 80% of their diet. So let's enjoy Essene cuisine and start letting it be part of your diet, even if it's 10-20%. It's going to make a difference on your joy and your bliss and communion with the Creator. Blessings. I'm about to take you on one of the most exciting adventures. Can you imagine Guinness Book of Record? Kimchi and kraut being created within less than 24 hours. Everybody else in the marketplace is taking 2, 3, 7 days to manufacture, and quite often mistakes are made. Your kraut could smell bad, taste bad. It could even make you sick. My way, there's no mistakes ever, and anybody can do it. It doesn't require any specialized equipment or anything like that. So what is the overall directives? Why would you want to be consuming such things as ferments? First of all, your GI tract operates to fermentate, having friendly bacteria. We're buying it in capsules, we're buying it in sauerkraut. Well, you can have it homemade at a cost 1/10 of what you're going to pay at Whole Foods or some other health food store. And it's going to be fresh, and you're going to have an enjoyable time making it. It's source of vitamin B12, especially if you just chew on it for about 5 minutes on the kimchi or kraut. Subliminal delivery of the B12 will go right into your system. B12 is extremely important. Most people have pernicious anemia, and as a result, you're just not getting the oxygen levels or the red cell production. Also, it's going to be a source of manufacturing amino acids and enzymes. It's going to be also protecting you against pathogenic microbes. It's going to enhance and empower your immune system. You know all that stuff. You can find it on the web. I'm not going to go any more details. It's an exciting adventure. I spent over 40 years experimenting. I came up with procedures that are simple and fast. So we're going to get yourself a nice head of greens, fresh, organic, and basically, of course, you want to have a nice sharp knife and sharpen it before you start your surgery on the cabbage. And of course, wipe away the sand. And we're going to basically do it in 2 different ways. One is we're going to show you how mechanically anybody can make this. And we're going to make it very small batch for 1 week so that you don't have a lot of dragged out for a family of 2 to 4. So first thing we do is slice it up, and we're going to use, if you don't have a Vitamix, you will find, or a food processor, it'll mean a physical labor. So physical labor is actually good for you. Exercise. Why go to the gym? Get yourself, start making kraut at home. So you can use several different graters. This particular one is this edge over here is basically going to be making it very easy in a sense to grate it up. So we can just take it and start grating it up. And for a little bit of color, we're going to add some beets to it, and that'll be the simple of kraut. And our jar, and just pour it in there. Once you grated enough of cabbage, you could add beets and other ingredients, but cabbage is all you need as a starter. And then add to it sunflower, just a few sunflowers, That's actually for feeding the microbes. You don't want the microbes just eating cabbage. This way they're going to get carbohydrates from the cabbage, protein and fat from the sunflower. And as a result, it's going to be in the process of dining, they're going to be manufacturing for you amylase for digestion of starches. The bacteria are going to make protease from the protein segment of the sunflower, and also lipase for digesting fat. And also, we're going to add to it sea salt for the minerals. And you don't have to add much. You just add about half a teaspoon, and then fill it up with water. Simple as that. And fill it up all the way to the top. And then put a lid on. And don't tighten it, just have it loose. So the looseness will keep out any of the dust or any flies or anything that might be in the air. And put it in a warm place. Warm place would be if you have a dehydrator, set it at 100 degrees Fahrenheit. And that will accelerate the whole process. So what it causes the microbial cultures to proliferate, they multiply at the rate of duplication every 30 minutes. So one bacteria will become trillion bacteria when everything is perfect, such as within this kimchi or kraut container. And so they proliferate very rapidly. And then by giving them the cabbage in small segments, well chopped, then you're going to make it easy for them to digest it. And then the minerals and then the heat accelerates the whole biological process radically. So just put it in your dehydrator. If you don't have a dehydrator, you can always just take a heating pad. Or they're about $20 at any department store, and set it at low. Cover the whole container with a towel so that the heat is going to be surrounding your fermentation process. And within about 16 to 18 hours, it's going to smell lemonish and have a sour taste. At that point, you're ready to start improving the taste by adding a little stevia, additional sea salt, and then refrigerate and consume it within a week. You don't want to keep it longer than a week when you have the sunflower in it, because the sunflower, after a week, it could end up starting to spoil. Whereas if you make it without the sunflower, it won't have the strong digestive aid. It will become your digestive aid support, but it will have a long shelf life so that you could keep it for a month or two in a refrigerator. So that's the production that anybody can be doing within their home environment. Simple and quick. So the next production is with the help of our Vitamix, which most people in the health industry own one or more of such blenders, and they are just the ultimate device of speeding up the work. So we cut up the cabbage into chunks and fill about 3/4 practically all the way to the top with water, and add as much chopped up cabbage as fits into the blender, and then put the lid on. And we're gonna not cream it, but just chop it up fine, which requires having the setting on high speed and also just turning it on and off a few times. And let's see, it probably is already done. And we're just gonna give it another quickie, and that's it. And what you see is something that is well chopped up, not creamed or anything like that. So we just pour that into our container. What I'm using is a gallon size. All right, so I have a blender. I have a gallon size stainless steel bowl. That will be something that will produce about 2 to 3 weeks supply of kraut kimchi. So we just pour it all in, and then what we do is next, into this, we add to it all kind of chopped up vegetables. What I have done is here, I have created a plate of already pre-chopped, so it won't, you can see the cucumbers are into slivers. You have different slices for the different vegetables. What we have here is red onions, red pepper, we have red cabbage, there's baby zucchini, and a few other items. And especially the big ingredient that I really love is cauliflower. So we just work all that in there. What we're going to do is add more water to it, and add to it sunflower seeds. Now these are little bags that you can purchase. They're called paint strainer bags. They're nylon, and they can be bought on Amazon or at any hardware store, paint store, and they last for a long time. You can buy them the gallon size or the 5-gallon size, and the gallon size are adequate for taking the sunflower seeds and having them isolated. So what I do is pour into it about half a cup of sunflower. So this way, after the fermentation is done, I can remove the sunflowers and eat them separately. And yet it will have initiated the production of the lipase and protease, which is feeding your microbial cultures. Kind of dig it, put it in somewhere in the bottom and cover it. And then we're going to add to it about a teaspoon of sea salt. And if you wanted to, you can always also add to it some of your starter cultures. It could be something out of a capsule supplement, microbial cultures, or it could be just the airborne. The airborne is more than adequate. I've been using strictly airborne bacteria. Now, so we're going to fill it up all the way to the top with additional water. And then put a seal on it, which will be a dish that fits very well on top. And that's all there is. Put it away at a, like I said, a warm place. But here in Costa Rica, the temperature does not drop below 75 degrees Fahrenheit, even during the night. As a result, without even the usage of dehydrator set at 100 degrees Fahrenheit, we find that within less than 24 hours, the fermentation will be complete. So that's after the fermentation is complete. Then we're going to add a little stevia, a little more sea salt. Sometimes some people like to add a little extra lemon. One can add also such things as additional spices like curry or cayenne, if you like it on the hot side, and then put it in the refrigerator, and it'll keep up to a month easily. After the fermentation is complete, you will pull out the sunflower bag and put it aside. Like I said, eat it separately. You could put it in a salad. You could blend it up. It has a nice sour taste to it, and it's going to be extremely rich in microbial cultures. The beautiful thing about the finished products is going to be very diversified amount of microbes. It's going to be over 100 different microbes in this kimchi. And the more vegetables you put in, the larger will be the variety of microbes. They're all friendly, and they're all giving you different ways of protecting you in a toxic environment. And also, it will provide like 1 ounce of this kimchi. 1 ounce of the kimchi is equivalent to most of the strongest enzyme supplements. So you can use 1 ounce with each meal, non-starchy meals, to support the digestive process, especially if the meal has been cooked. Uh, it's also a way of enhancing bowel activity, enhancing breath refreshener. It's also a way of energizing you, because when you have a good digestive system, then you're filled with energy. So good luck with the kimchi, and look forward to sharing more recipes with the Essene cuisine.